I woke up to a sharp pain in my chest. It burned, deep and heavy. I tried to sit up, but my head spun. The room tilted, and I fell back onto the bed. My breath came in short gasps. I needed help. Now. Rashid. I called, voice weak. He ran in immediately, eyes wide. What happened? Are you okay? I don't know, I said, clutching my chest. It hurts. So much. Farah appeared behind him, panic written on her face. Brother, what is it? Are you sick? I think it's serious, I gasped. I can't breathe properly. Rashid helped me sit upright. We need a doctor. Quickly. I shook my head weakly. No, only one doctor in town. She's a woman. I barely know her. Farah frowned. That doesn't matter. You need help. Your life matters. I swallowed hard, pride and fear clashing inside me. The thought of facing Dr. Ayesha made me uncomfortable. She was young, strict, and sharp. I had never needed her before. Now, my life depended on her. Rashid grabbed his coat. We go now. You stay calm. Don't panic. I'll handle this. I nodded weakly, trying to keep my eyes open. My chest still ached. Pain radiated to my arm. Every breath hurt. Hurry, I whispered. Please, hurry. The journey to her clinic was slow. I leaned on Rashid, shivering. Cold air stung my lungs. Each step felt heavier than the last. Farah walked close, her hand on my shoulder, steadying me. Brother, I know it's scary, she said softly. But you will get help soon. I forced a weak smile. I hope so. I need her to save me. The small wooden sign of her clinic came into view. Dr. Ayesha Khan, MD. I read it aloud, my voice shaking. This is it. Rashid opened the door. She's in. We need her now. The clinic smelled of antiseptic. The walls were pale blue. Medical charts hung neatly, and the small desk was organized. Dr. Ayesha looked up from her papers. Her dark eyes narrowed when she saw me leaning on Rashid. You need help? She asked calmly, standing. Her presence was commanding. Yes, Rashid said. He's in pain. Please, help him. I swallowed hard, embarrassment burning in my cheeks. I need you to save me. Dr. Ayesha walked closer, examining me. Her expression was serious. Sit here, she instructed, pointing to the examination table. I tried, but my legs wobbled. Rashid steadied me. Farah stood beside, worry clear on her face. You're very weak, she said, voice steady but firm. I need to check your vitals. Do whatever you need, I muttered. Pride and fear clashed inside me. I hated feeling helpless. She checked my pulse, blood pressure, and temperature quickly. Your condition is serious. You need immediate treatment, she said. I swallowed hard, trying not to panic. Will I survive? Her eyes were sharp. Yes, if we act fast. But you must follow my instructions. Farah grabbed my hand. See? She will help you. I nodded weakly, shivering. Pain radiated again through my chest. Each breath was a struggle. I felt vulnerable, exposed. My pride was gone. Rashid frowned. What do we need to do? Dr. Ayesha took a deep breath. There's one condition, she said, and her voice was steady. It's unusual. But it's necessary for your treatment to succeed. My heart stopped. Condition? What condition? You must agree to a formal arrangement, she said calmly. It involves marriage. I froze. My mouth opened, but no words came. Rashid and Farah looked shocked too. Marriage? I whispered. You mean, now? To survive? Yes, she said. It is the only way to ensure proper care. Pain, fear, and disbelief collided inside me. My pride felt shattered. I had faced danger before, but this was different. My life depended on accepting a woman as my savior and partner. Farah squeezed my hand. Brother, this is about your life. Just agree. Rashid frowned. We don't have a choice. He needs help. Fast. I looked at Dr. Ayesha, her face calm and composed. The reality hit me. My survival, my very life, depended on this unusual, humiliating agreement. I swallowed hard, feeling my pride crack. I agree, I said finally, my voice low. I will do whatever it takes to survive. Dr. Ayesha nodded, her expression unreadable. Good. We start treatment immediately. You must follow every instruction. I nodded weakly, fear and relief mixing inside me. I was alive, but my life had changed forever. The room felt smaller suddenly. The air heavy. I was scared, embarrassed, and vulnerable. Yet, I knew I had no choice. I lay back on the table as Dr. Ayesha prepared her tools. Rashid and Farah stayed close, watching, tense. My heartbeat slowed a little, but fear still lingered. I realized something, my life was no longer entirely mine. It was hers too. And with that thought, I felt both terrified and oddly relieved. Chapter 2, The Condition. I sat on the wooden chair, my body still weak, my hands shaking slightly. Dr. Ayesha stood in front of me, her arms folded, eyes sharp but calm. I tried to look confident, but my chest felt tight. I need you to understand something, she said. Her voice was firm, but there was no harshness. Your condition is serious. If you don't get proper care, you won't survive. I swallowed hard. I know, I whispered, my voice barely audible. But I can pay. I have money. I can hire help. She shook her head slowly. Money is not the issue. I cannot leave my duties, and I cannot treat you without one condition. I frowned. One condition? My heart began to race. Yes, she said. She took a step closer. You must marry me. I froze. My mind went blank for a moment. Did I hear her correctly? Marry, you? I stammered, my face burning. Yes, she repeated, her eyes unwavering. It is the only way I can guarantee your treatment. Only a formal marriage can make this proper under our town's rules. Without it, I cannot proceed. I felt my stomach drop. My pride, my dignity, my very sense of self, all crushed in a single sentence. I opened my mouth to say something, but no words came. Rashid, who had been standing silently in the corner, finally spoke. I think she is serious, he said cautiously. We don't have a choice here. Your life, it matters more than pride. I looked at him. Rashid, it's humiliating. Marry her, just to live? My voice cracked. I hated myself for sounding weak. How could anyone respect me after this? Farah, sitting quietly beside me, reached out and held my hand. Don't think like that, she said softly. Life is not about pride right now. You need help. This is help. Accept it. Please. I looked down at my trembling hands. She was right. My body ached, my strength was gone, and every step felt heavier than the last. I needed her help, but my mind kept shouting that this was wrong. I don't know if I can, I admitted. I don't know if I can marry someone just to survive. It feels unnatural. Ayesha's eyes softened for a moment, and then she said firmly, I understand your feelings. But I have my duties too. If you refuse, you risk your life. That is not a threat. That is the truth. I clenched my fists. I've always been independent. I never asked for help. I don't want to depend on anyone like this. Rashid stepped forward, placing a hand on my shoulder. I get it, my friend. Pride is hard. But you are not weak. You are smart. You just have to be practical. She is giving you a chance to live. Think about it. Really think about it. I closed my eyes, taking a deep breath. My body was tired, weak, and begging for rest. My mind, however, screamed that I couldn't surrender like this. You are thinking of everyone's opinion, not mine, I whispered. What if the town mocks me? What if they call me weak? Farah squeezed my hand. Let them talk. Their words don't matter. Only your life matters. Only your choice matters now. Don't let pride kill you. I opened my eyes and looked at Ayesha. Her expression was calm, professional, yet there was a hint of something else. A kindness hidden beneath that stern exterior. She was strong, competent, and ready to help me, even when I doubted myself. I need time, I said slowly. I cannot decide, not like this. You can decide now or later, she said. But your treatment cannot start until we agree. Time is precious. Your health is slipping. You must choose. I felt panic rising. My chest tightened, my head swam. If I said no, I might die. If I said yes, I might lose myself. Both options terrified me equally. Do you always require such unusual conditions? I asked, trying to sound brave. She gave a small smile, almost imperceptible. I wish it were not so. I have responsibilities, and this is the only way under our town's rules. I do not enjoy it either. I swallowed hard. Rules shouldn't decide life or death, I muttered. Sometimes they do, she said calmly. Sometimes they protect people. Sometimes they save lives. This is one of those times. Rashid sighed. See? She's helping. You need to think about survival, not pride. I looked at him, my best friend. He always spoke simply but wisely. I wanted to hate the idea, but I couldn't ignore the truth in his words. I shifted in the chair, my mind racing. Could I do this? Could I trust her? Could I survive by surrendering my pride? What if I fail? I asked quietly. What if I can't live up to it? What if the town judges me? You will live, Ayesha said firmly. And the town will adapt. This is about saving you, not about them. If you trust me, I will save you. That is all that matters. I looked at her, studying her expression. There was no manipulation, no cruelty. Only clarity and professionalism. She was offering me life, at a cost I hated to pay. Farah leaned closer. I believe you can accept this. I believe you can survive. That is what matters. My hands clenched again. I don't know if I can. It feels like losing everything to live. How can life be fair? Life is rarely fair, Ayesha said. But fairness is not what saves people. Action does. Choice does. Courage does. I closed my eyes. Courage. Action. Choice. Words sounded simple, but the weight they carried was heavy. To accept her condition meant to accept my vulnerability. It meant putting my life in someone else's hands. Rashid shook his head gently. Don't overthink it. Pride is a luxury. Right now, you need life. I opened my eyes and looked at Ayesha once more. Her gaze was calm. Steady. Certain. She waited for me to speak, to decide. I will do it, I whispered. The words tasted bitter, humiliating. But I spoke them anyway. I will marry you. If it's the only way to live. She nodded once. Good. Then we start immediately. My care, my attention, my treatment, you will get it. But you must trust me. Completely. I hesitated for a moment. Trust. Such a simple word. Such a heavy weight. But I needed her help. More than pride, more than fear, more than anything. I will try, I said. I will try to trust you. She gave a small approving nod. That is all I ask. Rashid clapped me lightly on the shoulder. See? That wasn't so bad. You chose life, my friend. I looked at Farah. She smiled softly, eyes full of relief. You made the right choice, she said. I turned my gaze back to Ayesha. She was waiting, calm and professional. I felt a strange mixture of fear, shame, and gratitude. Now, where do we start? I asked. My voice trembled slightly. First, rest. Then we begin treatment, she said. And remember, this is not just about medicine. This is about your life. I nodded slowly. My body was weak, but my mind was spinning. I had chosen survival, even if it cost me pride. I had agreed to marry the woman who could save me. My heart raced with uncertainty, but my mind understood one simple truth: without her, I would die. And that thought was terrifying. I lay back in the chair, closing my eyes. My hands trembled. My mind raced. But beneath fear, a single thought repeated itself: I am alive. I am alive. And that is all that matters. The room was silent except for the faint ticking of the old clock. Dr. Ayesha moved to prepare her tools. I watched her, trying to memorize every motion, every detail. My survival now depended on her skill, and on a promise that felt heavier than life itself. The town would talk. The world would judge. But I had made my choice. I had accepted her condition. And for the first time in days, I felt a flicker of hope. I whispered to myself, I must survive. I must live, no matter the cost. And with that, I knew nothing would ever be the same again. Chapter 3, Marriage of Necessity. I woke early, my hands shaking. Today was the day. I had to marry Dr. Ayesha. My pride burned in my chest, yet my body still ached. I can't believe I'm doing this, I muttered to myself. Rashid, standing nearby, frowned. You don't have a choice, he said. If you want to live, you need this. I rubbed my face. I know, but it feels wrong. Rashid shook his head. Right or wrong doesn't matter now. You need help. I swallowed. I feel like a fool. Everyone will laugh. They already are, he said softly. Ignore them. The streets were unusually quiet as we walked toward the town hall. I noticed small groups of people peeking from windows. Their whispers followed us. I tried not to hear, but their stares burned. I felt fear and shame, all mixed in one. Relax, Rashid said. It's just a ceremony. I tried to nod. My legs felt heavy. I wished I could hide. The hall was small but neat. Flowers lined the walls. A few chairs were set for witnesses. Mayor Hashim waited with a serious expression. He nodded at us. Let's begin, he said. I took a deep breath. Dr. Ayesha stood across from me, calm as always. Her black hair fell perfectly over her shoulders. Her eyes were steady, yet kind. She did not look nervous. I envied her calm. Do you take this man to be your husband? The mayor asked. Dr. Ayesha's voice was clear. I do. The words stung. I opened my mouth. I couldn't finish. My voice caught. Rashid elbowed me gently. Go on, he whispered. I do, I finally said. My voice sounded strange to me. Too loud. Too weak. We exchanged rings. My hands trembled as I slid hers on. She smiled faintly. I hated that smile. It was so composed. I felt awkward and small. The mayor nodded. You are now married, he said. Take care of each other. I glanced at the townsfolk through the windows. Some clapped. Some whispered. A few stared. I felt the weight of everyone's eyes. My stomach churned. I wished the earth would swallow me whole. Dr. Ayesha turned toward me. Are you all right? She asked softly. I think so, I muttered. My pride refused to say more. She smiled faintly again. There was no mockery, only calm professionalism. I realized she was more than just a doctor. She was strong. After the ceremony, a small crowd lingered outside. He married her? I heard someone say. Finally, another whispered. I bit my lip. The gossip did not bother her. She walked calmly, straight past them, and nodded politely to a few townsfolk. I followed, feeling clumsy. Rashid nudged me. Notice anything? He asked quietly. I frowned. What do you mean? She's handling them well. Calm, polite. No fear. You should learn from that. I shook my head. I can't. I'm weak. I need her to save me. You're not weak. You're human. Don't forget that. We walked to her small clinic afterward. It smelled faintly of antiseptic and flowers. Nurse Sana waved at us. Congratulations, she said. I nodded, muttering thanks. My pride refused to speak properly. Dr. Ayesha just smiled politely. I wanted to ask her about her calmness, but I didn't know how. Inside the clinic, she gestured for me to sit. We need to discuss your treatment, she said. I swallowed. Right. Treatment. My voice sounded hollow. She gave me a gentle look. I will help you. But I need cooperation. I nodded quickly. Of course. Anything. I promise. Her eyes softened. Good. That's a start. I watched her move around the room. Every step was careful, purposeful. I noticed small acts of kindness. She adjusted my pillow, cleaned a small spill, and handed me water without a word. Each gesture was quiet, yet meaningful. I felt a strange warmth, an unfamiliar respect growing inside me. Rashid leaned back, whispering, "See what I mean? She's more than you imagined." I didn't answer. I just watched her. My heart beat faster, but not from fear. It was a mix of hope and confusion. That evening, the town seemed to settle into silence. I lay in the clinic bed, exhausted. My pride hurt more than my body. I wanted to rebel against fate, yet I could not. I had to trust her. I had no choice. I thought of my life before the accident. How I had taken pride in independence. How I had laughed at weakness. Now, weakness felt real. But so did her strength. I realized I had something to learn, not just survive. A gentle knock came at the door. May I come in? Dr. Ayesha's voice asked. Yes, I said, trying to sound steady. She entered, holding a small tray. Some medicine. You need to take it on time. I nodded, taking the cup. Our hands brushed briefly. I felt a spark of something I could not name. Embarrassment washed over me. I appreciate your help, I said, barely above a whisper. She looked at me, calm but with a hint of warmth. I only want you to live. That is all that matters. I swallowed hard. Her words cut deeper than any lecture. I wanted to argue, to claim my pride, but I could not. My body and mind needed her. Night fell outside. I lay back, staring at the ceiling. My mind wandered to the ceremony, the townsfolk, the gossip. I hated their eyes on me, yet I hated my fear even more. Rashid's words echoed in my head, "You're not weak. You're human." I realized he was right. I had no choice but to accept my situation. The marriage, the treatment, the dependence, all of it. I had to surrender, at least for now. Still, my mind refused to stay quiet. I kept thinking about her calm eyes, her small gestures, the way she handled everyone. I wondered what she truly thought of me. Did she pity me? Respect me? Or was it something else entirely? Sleep came slowly. I dreamed of a wedding I never wanted, yet one I could not escape. I dreamed of her eyes, unwavering, watching me. When morning came, I woke with the same fear and the same hope. She would save me. And maybe, just maybe, I would learn to respect her, and myself, in ways I had never imagined. Chapter 4, Under Her Care. I woke with a sharp pain in my side. The sunlight slipped through the window blinds. My head throbbed. I tried to move, but my body refused. Easy, a calm voice said. Dr. Ayesha stood near the bed, clipboard in hand. Her black hair was tied back, her eyes focused but gentle. You need rest, she said, checking my vitals. I can manage, I mumbled, wincing. You cannot manage, she said firmly. Trust me. I know what you need. Her tone had no room for argument. I felt my pride tingle, but I knew she was right. Nurse Sana entered with a tray. Medicine time, she said. I tried to sit up, but Ayesha gently pressed my shoulder down. Not yet. Take it slow, she said. I took a shaky breath. I hate feeling weak, I admitted. You are not weak, she said, placing the pills and water on my bedside table. You are learning strength in the right way. I glanced at her. Strength. The word sounded strange in my ears. She always seemed in control. Calm. Precise. The opposite of me, panicked and aching. Sana handed me the water. I swallowed the pills with difficulty. My throat burned. I coughed, and Ayesha's hand lightly touched my back. Careful, she said softly. I felt a strange warmth. I had never needed anyone like this. I had always managed on my own. Pride made me hesitate, but I could not resist her help. You will get better, she said, straightening up. We will manage this together. I wanted to argue, to say I did not need her. But the truth hurt my pride, I did. I needed her. Thank you, I whispered. Her eyes softened. I do my job. You need to focus on recovery. The days passed slowly. Every morning, Ayesha checked my vitals. Every evening, she administered my medicine with calm precision. I struggled with the pills, my body weak. Each time, she was patient. Gentle. Attentive. I don't understand how you do this, I said one evening. You seem to handle everyone's pain and fear. She smiled faintly. You get used to it. Life demands it. I help because I care. You must trust me. Trust. Another word that felt foreign. Yet I felt it growing, slowly, reluctantly, like a small fire I could not extinguish. You are brave, I said. I don't think I could do your job. She glanced at me. Bravery is not the absence of fear. Bravery is acting despite fear. Her words struck me hard. I thought about my situation, my illness, my fear of dying, my fear of dependency. I felt ashamed. I want to be strong, I said. You are stronger than you know, she said quietly, then turned to leave. I heard her footsteps fade, leaving me with my thoughts. I realized I had never felt so dependent on anyone before. The thought made me nervous and oddly grateful. Sana entered with the evening tray. Time for your last dose, she said cheerfully. I groaned. I hate medicine, I said. You hate weakness more, she replied, smiling. I took the pills, sighing. I guess I do, I admitted. The days turned into a rhythm. Morning vitals, medication, short walks in the courtyard, and long hours of reflection. I started noticing small details about Ayesha. The way she smiled at children who came to the clinic. How she adjusted the blankets gently over elderly patients. Her patience with the worried townsfolk. She cared not for recognition, only for duty. One evening, as I rested in bed, I spoke aloud. Do you ever rest? She paused. I rest enough to care for others. That is my purpose. I frowned. You never seem tired. I feel drained just from staying alive. You are learning patience, she said. And strength. You must accept help when offered. That is true courage. Her words lingered. Courage. Strength. Trust. I repeated them silently. I wondered if I had ever shown true courage. I feared I had only pretended. One afternoon, I tried to walk to the courtyard alone. My legs shook, and I stumbled. Ayesha rushed to my side. Do not push yourself, she said, steadying me. Step by step. I gritted my teeth. I want to try. Trying is good, she said. But smart trying is better. I sighed, leaning on her slightly. Her presence was grounding, like an anchor in the storm of my fear. I felt respect. Gratitude. Something deeper, though I could not name it. Days later, I overheard her talking to Sana. He must not know about this complication yet. It will worry him. I felt my stomach twist. She was protecting me. I had thought I was the one struggling alone. But she carried worry for me silently, quietly, without complaint. My admiration grew. Why do you care so much? I asked her later, trying not to sound needy. Because it is the right thing to do, she said simply. Every patient deserves care, attention, and hope. Hope. Another word I had not felt in years. I realized she had given me more than medicine, she had given me hope. One night, fever spiked. I shivered violently. My body ached. I called weakly, Ayesha. She came running, checking my temperature, adjusting blankets, and giving medicine. Her hands moved swiftly, but gently. I watched her, exhausted, but captivated by her strength. "You will be fine," she said. "I am here." I could not speak. My pride fought, but my fear overwhelmed it. I nodded weakly. I trusted her completely. Weeks passed. My strength grew slowly, steadily. I could walk without leaning on walls. I ate properly. The fear of dying slowly ebbed. I began to notice how much she sacrificed for others, not just me. How she managed the town's illnesses, the sick, and the frightened. One afternoon, as I sat in the courtyard, she joined me. I noticed the sunlight catching her hair, the calm look in her eyes. I wanted to say something important, but the words failed me. "Feeling better?" she asked softly. "Yes," I said. "Better because of you." Her lips curved in a small smile. "Good. That is why I do this." I felt a strange emotion stir inside me. Gratitude. Respect. A deep, quiet admiration. Something that scared me more than the illness ever had. Even in small moments, like her adjusting my blanket or reminding me to drink water, I felt my heart respond. I had never needed anyone like this. Never accepted help so willingly. Sana came by and whispered, "He is improving fast." I looked at Ayesha. She was smiling softly. Not proud. Calm. Focused. Caring. I realized then, I was learning more than recovery. I was learning patience. Trust. Courage. Strength. And, though I did not understand it fully, I knew that I was feeling something new. Something that might change my life. That night, alone in my room, I whispered to the ceiling, "I owe you my life." And I meant it. Because under her care, I was not only surviving. I was learning to live again. Chapter 5, Secrets Unveiled. I could feel the room shift. Dr. Ayesha looked tense, but her eyes were steady. She said nothing at first, and I stared at her, trying to understand. Why are you so serious?" I asked, my voice low. She shifted on her chair. "Some things are better told slowly," she said. "I have a past you should know." I leaned forward, heart pounding. "Past? What do you mean?" My curiosity mixed with unease. I had trusted her, but this felt like a turning point. "I lost my parents when I was young," she said quietly. Her fingers fiddled with the hem of her sleeve. "I had to grow up fast. Learn to take care of myself." I swallowed hard. I didn't know that." My voice trembled slightly. "That must have been hard." She nodded. "It was. I learned to be strong. To survive. But not all days were easy." I wanted to say something, but words failed me. Instead, I asked the question burning in my mind. "And your medical training? You're the only doctor in town. How did you manage all that?" Her eyes softened, distant. "I worked. I studied. I helped everyone I could. But I also had times I almost gave up." I frowned. "Almost gave up?" "Yes," she admitted. "There were moments when I doubted myself. When the hospital seemed too far. When the town seemed too big. When people doubted me, even I doubted myself." I felt a lump in my throat. Here I was, thinking I had troubles, thinking my illness or accident was the worst. And she had carried so much. Alone. I said softly, "I can't imagine that. I really can't." She shrugged, a small smile brushing her lips. "You don't have to imagine. You just need to understand that sometimes people fight battles quietly. We fight them inside. I leaned back, running my hand through my hair. I feel selfish. I complain about my pride, my illness. And here you are, fighting your past every day. She reached out, touching my arm lightly. You're not selfish. You just need help. And that's okay. Asking for help doesn't make you weak. Her words hit me harder than any medicine. She was right. I had been stubborn. Too proud. I realized my mistakes. I sat in silence for a moment, letting her words sink in. Then I spoke, voice barely above a whisper. I don't know how to thank you. For all of this, for saving me. And for telling me your story. She shook her head. You don't need to thank me. Just live. And maybe, try to understand people more. I nodded slowly. I will. I promise I will. A sudden knock on the door made us both turn. Rashid's voice called from outside. Hey! Are you guys done talking? We need to check something in town. I frowned. Check something? What is it? He entered, eyes darting between me and Dr. Ayesha. There's trouble. People are questioning the marriage. Some think it's fake. Others, well, some just gossip. I felt a surge of anger and frustration. Questioning the marriage? They don't know anything. Rashid sighed. I know. But the rival, he's stirring things up. Trying to use your illness to get you out of the arrangement. Or worse. My heart sank. I had not thought of this. I trusted the town to leave us alone. I had trusted my own judgment too much. Dr. Aisha's eyes narrowed. Who is behind this? His name is Farouk, Rashid said. He owns most of the supplies in town. He doesn't like women in authority. Especially you. I clenched. Chapter 6, Conflicted Hearts. I could feel my heart beating too fast. I hated that it did. I tried to sit still, but my legs shook. She looked at me. Dr. Aisha. Her dark eyes met mine, calm, unwavering, but there was something soft there. I didn't know what to do with that. I wanted to speak. I wanted to move. I wanted to run. You look tense, she said quietly. I'm fine, I lied. My voice sounded weak even to me. She raised an eyebrow. Fine? She asked, teasing, but not cruelly. You don't look fine. You look like you need help. I swallowed hard. I couldn't say anything. My pride fought my fear. I needed her help. I also hated that I needed her. I'm not weak, I finally said, trying to keep my voice steady. You're human, she said softly. Humans need help. I wanted to argue, but I couldn't. She was right. Always right. That made my chest hurt. I hated that too. Do you always say what everyone needs to hear? I asked. My voice sounded bitter, but not to me. I say what people need to hear, she answered, calm. Sometimes it's harsh. Sometimes it's gentle. She paused. Sometimes it's both. I looked away. My pride was burning. But my heart, it was soft. Too soft. I hated that. Farah's voice came from the doorway. You two are quiet. Are you arguing? I turned quickly. Farah smiled, warm and understanding. No, I said, trying to sound confident. Farah stepped closer. He's tense, she said to Aisha. You need to let him talk. He can't hold it in forever. I scowled. I didn't want to be that man. The man who needed someone. I didn't want to admit it, but I needed her. I don't know how to feel, I said, finally. Ayesha's eyes softened. Then don't think too much. Feel. That's okay. I laughed, but it sounded hollow. Feel? I feel too much already. I'm weak, aren't I? You're human, she said again. There is nothing wrong with that. Her words cut deep. My pride screamed. My heart. I couldn't tell it to be quiet. We walked outside later. The air was cold. I pulled my coat tighter, but it did little. My hands shook. You're tense again, she said. I'm not, I lied, but she laughed. Small, soft, and it made my chest tighten. You lie a lot, she said, teasing again. I don't mind. Just don't lie to yourself. Her words haunted me. I did lie to myself. I had been lying about everything. About my feelings. About my pride. About how much I needed her. We reached the small bridge near the river. The water flowed quietly. Too quietly. I didn't speak. I couldn't. I wanted to, but my voice was gone. You're thinking, she said. Always, I muttered. You think too much, she said, but it wasn't a reprimand. It was observation. You should trust. Trust? I spat the word. Do you know what trust is? I know what it feels like, she said softly. I trust you. My head shot up. You trust me? Yes, she said simply. Even when you don't trust yourself. Even when you're scared. I felt something break inside me. It was terrifying. I hated that feeling. I hated that I wanted more. I don't know if I can, I stopped. My voice cracked. I hated it. I hated her for making me feel. She stepped closer. You can. You just have to try. I'll help you. Her hand brushed mine. I froze. The touch was light, gentle. But it burned. My chest ached. My mind raced. You're burning, she whispered. No, I said, trying to pull back. I'm fine. You're lying again, she said, a smile in her voice. It's okay. You don't have to hide it. I looked at her. I wanted to hide nothing. I wanted to scream. I wanted to run. I wanted to stay. I wanted everything I couldn't have. Suddenly, the distant sound of shouting came from the town square. My heart jumped. What is it? She asked. I shook my head. I don't know. Let's see. We ran together toward the noise. My pride screamed that I shouldn't depend on her. My heart screamed that I needed her. A group of townsfolk were arguing loudly. One man, red-faced, gestured wildly. The mayor stood nearby, looking exasperated. Is everything okay? Ayesha asked, calm. I think someone's trying to stir trouble, I said. I didn't know why, but I felt a surge of protectiveness. A man pushed past us. He's weak, he shouted, pointing at me. He's weak, and he depends on a woman. I felt rage. Heat. Fear. Everything mixed inside me. I don't care, I said. My voice shook, but I said it loud. I need help. And I don't care what anyone says. Aisha's hand squeezed mine. Good, she said. That's courage. True courage. I looked at her. My eyes wide. Courage? Yes, she said, looking at me seriously. Courage isn't being strong all the time. It's asking for help when you need it. I felt my chest tighten. I hated that she was right. I hated that I loved that she was right. The crowd murmured. Some nodded. Some laughed. Some whispered. I didn't care. I only cared about her. We walked back toward the bridge. Silence fell between us. Heavy. Comfortable. Confusing. Do you always make people feel so exposed? I asked. Only the ones who need it, she said softly. You're one of them. I swallowed. My throat dry. I wanted to speak. I wanted to confess everything. I wanted to scream that I loved her. But the words wouldn't come. I was too proud. I was too afraid. I was too human. I glanced at her. She looked at me. No words were needed. The silence said enough. Suddenly, a shout from the alley made me jump. My instincts kicked in. Danger? Or just someone shouting? I didn't know. Ayesha grabbed my arm. Stay alert, she whispered. Her hand burned against mine. I nodded. My chest tight. My mind raced. My heart. I hated it. I hated it for beating this fast. We moved toward the alley carefully. Every step was tense. Every shadow a threat. Every sound a warning. A figure emerged. A stranger, tall, dark, with a knife glinting in the moonlight. I froze. Fear gripped me. My mind screamed. Don't move, Ayesha said firmly. Calm. Strong. I wanted to be her. I wanted to be brave like her. The stranger hesitated. Ayesha stepped forward slightly. Leave him. Chapter 7, Betrayal or Misunderstanding. I could not believe my eyes. I had trusted her. I had believed her. And yet, everything felt wrong. Ayesha, I said, my voice trembling, why did you do this? She looked at me, her eyes calm, almost unreadable. Do what? I clenched my fists. You know what I mean. You told Mayor Hashim something that made him question me. Her brow furrowed. I told him the truth. Nothing else. You misheard or misunderstood. I shook my head, anger bubbling inside. No, you lied. You made it sound like I was hiding things. Like I can't be trusted. She leaned back, folding her arms. I did my duty. You are sick. You need protection. I cannot let anyone harm you. You don't understand yet. Protection? I shouted. By destroying my reputation? By making me look weak? My chest tightened, my voice breaking. I trusted you. I let you take care of me. Rashid's voice came from behind. Take a breath, man. Don't jump to conclusions. I turned to him, my eyes blazing. I cannot calm down, Rashid. She betrayed me. She did it on purpose. Rashid stepped closer, placing a hand on my shoulder. Maybe it is not what you think. Maybe she is trying to save you. I shook him off. Save me? How does betrayal save me? How does trust broken make me better? Ayesha's gaze softened. I did not betray you. I protected you. I laughed bitterly. Protect me? From what? From truth? From the town? From myself? She stood and approached slowly. I understand why you feel angry. But listen to me. You do not see the whole picture. I stepped back. I do not need your picture. I see your actions. I see lies. She sighed, lowering her eyes. I know it feels like betrayal. But I acted to prevent danger. You have enemies, real enemies. I cannot let them harm you. Enemies? I whispered, my anger mixing with fear. Who? Who wants to hurt me? She looked away. People who do not want you alive. They want your money, your influence, your weakness. I cannot let them succeed. I sank onto the chair. My mind raced. All this time, all this care, and now I feel trapped in lies. I do not know who to trust. Rashid came closer. Man, calm down. Listen to her. Think clearly. I clenched my jaw. I trusted Ayesha more than anyone. And now I feel nothing but doubt. She is the one I needed most, and yet, she seems like a stranger. Ayesha knelt before me. Please, understand. My actions were for your life, not against you. I needed you to survive. I looked at her, confusion and anger fighting in my chest. I do not know what to think. I feel betrayed, yet I also feel grateful. She reached out, her hand trembling slightly. I did not want this. I did not want you to feel pain. I looked away, my throat tight. Pain, yes. Pain is what I feel. And fear. Fear that I cannot trust anyone. Fear that I am alone in this world. Rashid put a hand on my back. You are not alone, man. You have us. You have Ayesha, even if it feels strange now. I shook my head, tears forming. Strange is not enough. I need clarity. I need truth. I need honesty. She nodded, her voice soft. Then I will be honest. Everything I did, every word I spoke, it was to save you. Not to hurt you. Not to control you. Only to protect. I swallowed hard, anger still simmering. And yet, the town, the mayor, they doubt me. They see me as weak. She placed a hand gently on my arm. Let them doubt. You survive. That is the only thing that matters. Trust yourself. I closed my eyes. Her words, though sincere, felt like a knife twisting in my chest. Trust myself, yes, but how? When betrayal feels real and every action seems manipulated? A shadow fell over the doorway. The villain, sharp-featured, tall, stood there, smirking. Looks like trust is broken, he said. Funny, how easily people doubt those they love most. I shot up. What are you doing here? My voice shook. Why are you here? He laughed, low and cruel. I wanted to see the man who thinks he is safe. I wanted to see him question his own judgment. It is entertaining. Ayesha stepped between me and the man. He is dangerous. Do not listen to him. He smirked. Or what? You'll fight me alone? The truth is, the one he trusts most, has already acted against him. My heart raced. What do you mean? He leaned closer, whispering, look around. The town, the people, the mayor, everything is shifting. And soon, you will realize betrayal is everywhere. I turned to Ayesha, fear and confusion colliding. Is this true? She shook her head. No. But he wants you to believe it. Do not give him that power. I swallowed hard, my hands trembling. I feel trapped. I feel helpless. Rashid stepped in. Then fight. Fight for your life, and for truth. Do not let him manipulate you. I nodded slowly, my chest heavy. Yes, I will. But first, I need to face my feelings. I need to face her. I need to understand if trust can exist after this. Ayesha's eyes glimmered. It can. But only if you choose to see beyond fear and anger. Only if you choose to forgive. I looked at her, my mind spinning. Forgive, for what? For saving me? For bending truth? For making me question everything? The villain laughed again. Decide quickly. Because the moment passes, and danger will come. And then, there is no turning back. I clenched my fists, feeling fear, anger, and a strange warmth inside. I needed clarity. I needed truth. I needed to survive, and I needed to understand Ayesha, and myself. The room seemed to shrink, shadows dancing on the walls. Every heartbeat felt loud. Every breath, heavy. I realized that trust, once broken, was a fragile thing. But survival demanded action, courage, and choice. I met Aisha's eyes. I do not know what to feel. I feel anger, betrayal, and yet, gratitude. She nodded, a faint smile forming. That is the truth of life. Confusion. Pain. Chapter 8, Life in Danger. I woke up to screams. My head pounded. Something hit the roof above. What is happening? I shouted, trying to push myself upright. My body felt weak. Pain ran through my chest. I could barely move. Ayesha. I called. My voice was hoarse. Are you okay? I'm fine. Stay down, she yelled back. Her voice was strong, steady. I wanted to run to her. My legs shook. I fell back. I heard footsteps. Heavy boots. They are here. Rashid shouted from outside. We need to get out now. I tried to speak. Words failed me. My chest burned. I wanted to say, I can't leave yet. She's here. But fear stole my voice. Ayesha appeared through the smoke. Her hair was messy. Her coat torn. She looked fierce. We can't go that way, she said. Follow me through the back corridor. I swallowed hard. My heart raced. I trusted her. I had no choice. I'm behind you, I whispered. My legs barely carried me. The corridor was dark. The walls smelled of smoke and wet wood. I stumbled. Ayesha caught my arm. Careful, she said. Don't fall now. I nodded. Fear made my hands tremble. I looked at her. She looked calm, focused. How can she stay so steady? I thought. She moved like she had done this before. I wished I could be that strong. Suddenly, a loud crash. The ceiling above us shook. Dust fell. I ducked instinctively. My shoulder hit the wall. Pain shot through me. Damn it! I muttered. Ayesha didn't flinch. She grabbed a small metal pipe from the floor. If they come near, hit hard, she said. I nodded weakly. Hit hard. I hope I can. We moved quietly. My chest heaved. Sweat dripped down my face. Each step felt heavier. I wanted to give up. I wanted to stay hidden forever. But I couldn't. I needed to survive. A shadow moved. A man's figure. I froze. He raised a gun. My stomach twisted. No! I shouted. Ayesha lunged. Her pipe hit the gun. It clanged to the floor. She pushed me behind her. Stay low, she commanded. I crouched. My hands shook. I had never been this close to death before. Fear washed over me. My mind screamed. I can't die. Not like this. I need help. I need her. The man growled. He reached for something in his pocket. I didn't see clearly. I tried to act. I kicked his leg. He stumbled. Ayesha hit him again. He fell. I gasped. Are you okay? I whispered. I'm fine. Keep moving, she said. Her voice was calm but her eyes burned with intensity. We reached a small stairway. Smoke curled around us. Flames licked the edges of the walls. I wanted to look back, but I couldn't. Everything was chaos. Everything was danger. Rashid! I shouted. Where are you? Safe for now, he called back. His voice was tense. Go, move. I nodded. Ayesha led me down the stairs. Her hand held mine briefly. That small touch gave me courage. I realized I didn't just want to survive. I wanted to stay with her. My chest tightened. I didn't know if it was fear or something else. At the bottom, we reached a door. Locked. I hit it with my shoulder. Nothing. Ayesha pushed hard. It creaked. Smoke poured in. My eyes burned. I coughed violently. Come on, she yelled. We can make it. I stumbled through. Outside, night had fallen. The air was cold. I gasped for breath. Flames lit the building behind us. My heart hammered. I had never felt relief and terror at the same time. Safe? I asked, my voice shaking. For now, she said. She glanced at the building, then at me. Her eyes softened briefly. You did well. You stayed with me. I couldn't have done it without you, I admitted. My hands still trembled. My chest ached. I wanted to collapse, but I didn't. I have to be strong. For her. For me. We hid behind a broken wall. My mind raced. This could be the end. Or a beginning. I don't know which yet. Footsteps approached. I froze. My heart pounded like a drum. Don't move, Ayesha whispered. A gang member passed. I held my breath. He didn't see us. The danger passed for now. I exhaled slowly. Relief flooded me. You trust me? She asked suddenly. I blinked. The question startled me. Yes, I said. My voice was low but firm. I trust her with my life. Her hand brushed mine. I felt a warmth I hadn't noticed before. It wasn't just the cold night. It was her courage, her presence, her strength. Suddenly, a scream echoed behind us. Flames crackled. I wanted to turn back. I wanted to save anyone left inside. But I couldn't. Ayesha grabbed my shoulder. We go forward. Trust me. I nodded. Fear and hope mingled inside me. This is life. This is danger. This is trust. We ran through the narrow streets. Broken glass crunched under my feet. I stumbled. Pain shot through my leg. I'm okay, I said. I have to keep going. She kept checking behind her. They can't follow us here, she said. But I could see worry in her eyes. I realized she felt responsible for me, not just because of duty, but because she cared. I wanted to tell her something. Words stuck in my throat. I couldn't speak. But my eyes, I hoped, said it all. Fear, gratitude, admiration, something deeper. We reached a small alley. She stopped. We can rest a little, she whispered. Smoke and ash swirled around us. I sank against the wall, exhausted. My chest heaved. You saved yourself too, she said softly. But you were brave. I laughed weakly. I was mostly afraid, I admitted. But I didn't leave you. Her eyes softened. That matters more than bravery, she said. I looked around. The town was quiet now. But danger still lurked. I realized survival wasn't just about running or fighting. It was about trust, courage, life, and the people who mattered most. Thank you, I whispered. Not just for saving me, but for being strong when I couldn't. For showing me what courage really meant. She smiled faintly. You're welcome. But this isn't over yet. I nodded. I didn't need to ask what she meant. Danger was still out there. Life was fragile. But I had learned something vital. Fear could teach, pain could guide, and trust could save me in ways I never imagined. I looked at her again. Her hair slightly damp, eyes sharp and determined. She was my protector, my guide, and maybe, my reason to keep fighting. The night stretched ahead. Chapter 9, Emotional Resolution. I sat on the wooden bench outside the small clinic. The morning sunlight touched my face, but it felt different today. I felt lighter, though my body still ached. Rashid was beside me, leaning against the wall. You look tired, he said. I nodded. I am. But I think I'm ready to face them. Face who? He asked, brow furrowed. The town, I said. Everyone. I need to explain myself. My voice shook, though I tried to sound calm. Rashid chuckled softly. You? Explain? You've been hiding for weeks. They'll be happy to see you alive first. I know, I whispered. But I need to make it right. Farah appeared, carrying a basket of fresh bread. She smiled, warm and steady. Good morning, she said. You are finally up. I feel alive, I said, trying to match her cheerfulness. She sat beside me. You have been through so much. The town worried. I know, I said. And I worry too. I never wanted anyone hurt, because of me. Farah placed her hand on mine. You didn't cause it. People misunderstand. You always do what is right. I looked at her hand. I wanted to believe her, but I still doubted. I hope they forgive me, I said quietly. They will, she said. Especially Ayesha. I sighed. My thoughts went to her. Dr. Ayesha. The woman who saved my life and changed it forever. I remembered the first day, the cold hospital room, her calm eyes. I had wanted to avoid her, to protect my pride. Now, I saw clearly what I had risked by doubting her. I shook my head. I owe her everything, I said aloud. Rashid glanced at me. You don't say, he teased, though his tone was soft. You've been sulking about it for days. I frowned. It's not sulking. It's reflection. Rashid laughed. Reflection, huh? Sounds fancy. I smirked, though inside, my heart was heavy. Reflection is necessary. I made mistakes. I judged her too quickly. I let pride cloud my judgment. Farah nodded. Admitting it is courage, not shame. I looked up at the town square. People were beginning their daily chores. Some glanced at me, some whispered, and a few smiled. I felt nervous. My relationship with them had changed. The gossip, the misunderstandings, the anger, it all mattered now. I wanted to repair it, slowly. Rashid nudged me. You want me to go first? Go first? I asked. Talk to the mayor, he said. I'll follow your lead. I nodded. We walked together toward the mayor's office. I felt my legs heavy, but my mind was sharp. Every step reminded me of what I had survived. The near death, the doubts, the fear. And through all of it, Dr. Ayesha's face appeared in my mind. Calm. Determined. Strong. When we entered the office, Mayor Hashim looked up. You are alive, he said, voice serious but relieved. Yes, sir, I said. And I want to speak openly. About the past weeks, and about my actions. He nodded. Go ahead. I inhaled deeply. I made mistakes. I doubted people. I let fear control me. But I survived, and I realize now, the choices I made, the pride I held, almost cost me my life. Mayor Hashim leaned back. Acknowledging mistakes is the first step. And you helped the town in your own way. People will see that. I hope so, I said. I hope they understand. Rashid whispered, you're doing fine. I gave him a small nod. The town folks began to approach. Some offered smiles, some handshakes, others quiet nods. I thanked them all. My voice was hoarse at times, but the gratitude I felt was overwhelming. I realized that survival wasn't just about life, it was about moral courage, about standing for truth, and about repairing the bonds that matter. Farah joined me again. You did well, she whispered. I smiled faintly. I am trying. I want to be better. Hours passed. I walked through the streets, acknowledging people, hearing apologies, offering words of understanding. The small things mattered. Each conversation healed a piece of the tension that had built up in the town. By afternoon, I found Dr. Ayesha sitting by the clinic garden. She looked up, noticing me. Her face had the same calm expression I remembered, but her eyes softened slightly. I owe you my life, I said, approaching her. You already know that, she said, voice steady, warm. I doubted you, I admitted. I let pride make me blind. I should have trusted you fully. Her lips curved in a faint smile. Trust is built with time. You survived. That matters. I nodded. It matters more than I realized. Anne. I want to understand more. About you, about the choices you make, and about us. She looked at me carefully, then nodded slowly. We have time. Life will teach us. Patience is important. I felt my chest lighten. For the first time in weeks, I felt hope, not just for survival, but for connection, for understanding, and for love. Later, I met with Rashid and Farah again. We sat on the porch of my home. You're different now, Rashid said. Stronger. Wiser. I smiled. I feel it too. I survived more than danger. I survived myself. Farah laughed softly. And I'm proud of you. You learned reflection, courage, and gratitude. I leaned back. Life is fragile. I need to cherish every moment. And I need to act with courage, not fear. Rashid nodded. Sounds like a plan. Evening came. I walked to the edge of the town square. The sun dipped low. I saw the faces of townsfolk watching me with new eyes. Some still whispered, but there was understanding. I felt the weight of the past lift slightly. My thoughts went again to Dr. Ayesha. She had taught me more than medicine. She had taught me resilience, patience, and moral strength. I realized that life was about learning, reflecting, and honoring those who help you through the dark. Chapter 10, Acceptance and New Life. I woke up early. The sunlight was soft through the window. I felt different. Lighter. My chest did not hurt as much. My body had healed. My mind, too, seemed clearer. I breathed deeply. Life felt like a gift again. "Good morning," Ayesha said softly. She stood by the door, a warm smile on her face. Her black hair shone in the morning light. "Morning," I said, my voice quiet. I did not know if I should smile. I did. It felt right. "You slept well?" she asked, stepping closer. "Yes. I feel better. Stronger," I replied. "Thank you. Truly. You earned it," she said. "You fought. You listened. You survived." Her voice had that calm tone I had grown to trust. I looked at her. I wanted to say more, but words were hard. Pride had held me back for too long. Now, I did not care. I wanted to tell you something," I said slowly. "I understand. About the marriage, about everything. I see now. It was never just obligation. It was respect. And trust." Aisha's eyes softened. She nodded. "I hoped you would understand. Not everyone does. Not everyone can see the meaning beyond the arrangement." I smiled. "I see now. I am grateful. I respect you. And I think I care for you." My voice shook slightly, but I did not stop. "Not just because you saved my life. But because you are strong. You are wise. And you understand people. You understand me." Her smile widened. "I care for you too. You surprised me. You grew. You learned. You survived more than just illness." I felt warmth spread in my chest. Courage, hope, love, these words filled me. I had been scared for so long. Scared to need someone. Scared to trust. Now, I felt ready to accept life fully. "Shall we go outside?" I asked. "The town, it looks different this morning." She nodded. "Yes. Let's." I helped her with her bag. We walked together. The streets were quiet. The townsfolk waved as we passed. I noticed smiles. I noticed respect. I noticed life moving on. "Do you think people will ever understand us?" I asked. "Why we married, under those circumstances." "They may never fully understand," Aisha said. "But that does not matter. We understand. That is enough." I nodded. I felt peace. It was strange. A deep, calm peace I had never known. We reached the small park near the chapel. Birds sang. The morning breeze was cool. I watched children play. I saw Farah laughing with Rashid. Everything seemed alive. Everything seemed full of hope. Aisha stopped. She looked at me. "You have changed," she said softly. "I think I have," I admitted. "I have learned about life. About pride. About courage. About love." She smiled again. "I am glad. That is all I hoped for." We sat on a bench. Silence was comfortable. Not empty. Filled with understanding. "I remember when I first came to your house," I said quietly. "I was scared. Weak. Angry at the world. Angry at myself." "You had reason to be angry," she said. "But you survived. And you grew. That is what matters." "I was stubborn," I said, laughing lightly. "I did not want help. I wanted to suffer in pride. I wanted to fight alone." Aisha shook her head. "You did not know better. That is human." We all need help at times. The brave ones, the wise ones, accept help when they must. I looked at her. The sunlight touched her face. I felt courage bloom in me. Life felt clearer. My fears did not disappear, but they were lighter. I could face them. Do you regret anything? She asked. I thought carefully. I regret my stubbornness. My pride. My foolishness. But I do not regret surviving. I do not regret meeting you. Her eyes softened. Nor do I. I smiled. So, what now? Now? She asked, tilting her head. Now, we live. We work. We learn. We help. We enjoy life. I nodded. Yes. That feels right. Closure, hope, love. We walked slowly through the park. Every step felt like a promise. A promise to ourselves. To life. To each other. Farah waved at me. You look happy, she said. I am, I said honestly. Truly happy. Rashid chuckled. Finally. Took you long enough. I laughed. It felt light. Free. I looked at Ayesha. She smiled back. That smile, it gave me courage. Strength. Hope. Life. We reached the chapel. I stopped. I held her hand gently. Thank you, I whispered. For what? She asked, raising an eyebrow. For surviving. For helping me survive. For being you. Her hand squeezed mine. And thank you. For learning. For trusting. For living fully. I felt tears in my eyes. Not sorrow. Not pain. Relief. Gratitude. A deep understanding of life. I feel like a new man, I said. Like I can finally live, honestly. Fully. Freely. Ayesha smiled softly. Then live. Don't waste a single day. Courage, hope, love, these are yours now. I looked around the town. Everything seemed brighter. The sun illuminated the streets. Children laughed. Birds sang. Life moved on. And I was ready. I felt pride too, not the foolish pride I once had, but a quiet, strong pride. Pride in survival. Pride in learning. Pride in caring and trusting. We should walk to the river, I suggested. I want to see life, flowing. She nodded. We walked hand in hand. The river sparkled. Sunlight danced on the water. I felt calm. Free. Alive. I never thought marriage could feel like this, I said quietly. Marriage is not just a word, she said. It is respect. Trust. Support. Love. And survival, sometimes. You learned all of it. I smiled. I have. Thanks to you. We reached the bridge. The water flowed endlessly. I thought about all I had endured. Pain. Fear. Pride. Humiliation. Illness. Danger. All had led me here. To this moment. To life? I asked, lifting my hands slightly. To life, she echoed, smiling. We stood there together, hand in hand, watching the river.